Hey, the YouTube's Fat to Fit here again. This is a part 2. Durianrider ain't perfect, but I'm a big fan. Part 2. Part 2. Anywho, so yesterday I experienced the dislike button on YouTube. It was kind of like, it was making me laugh. All these people just like, uh, you know, giving the big, giving the old stanky boot to my video presentation yesterday. And I don't think it's me. I mean, my videos aren't great. They're never going to be great. I'm a working guy. I work 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. So this is something I do when I'm not riding the bike or when I'm not running or swimming or whatever activity I've scheduled for the week. And I am scheduled up pretty tight. So these videos are kind of like a back burner thing, but something that I still am passionate about, even though they're not the greatest thing ever. Sorry. Dislike if you like to. I don't know. Dislike if you care to. But, because it kind of makes me laugh anyways. I'm kind of a sarcastic guy, so dislike is a sarcastic thing. So, anyhow. So, a clarification though. I have been following Durianrider for, I think I said 2 or 3 years last time. I think that's about right. It's kind of hard to tell. Like, there's like a time warp around YouTube that makes you feel like you've been doing things longer. Like if you agree with that. Dislike if you disagree with that. Please follow me. Please subscribe. I did get another subscriber yesterday, and if you're watching, thank you. I got 7 now. Booyah! 7. So, anyhow, getting back to my point. Not a durian disciple. In fact, I'm not a super huge fan of the freely thing. I guess you kind of have to be don't mean to sound sexist, but you kind of have to be a 20-something girl to be into the freely, but the banana girl thing. She's just as rough and free with the cuss words as Harley, but I don't know, it just doesn't appeal to me. I'm not a super thin blonde, you know what I mean? So I guess, I'm kind of thin and I'm blonde, but you know what I mean. I'm not a female of the species, a fair of the sexes. So, anyhow, getting back, been watching Durian's videos, and mostly they just crop up in the cycling community, and you just see this guy, and before I really got a wind of what was going on, and I wasn't a vegan, I was a vegetarian. I think I explained that in my last video. Anyhow, and I just kept seeing this guy pop up, and he was just like super peed about this and super peed about that. He does a lot of response videos. I think a lot of his meal ticket is on, angst marketing. This guy's attacking me, I'm gonna attack him back, whatever. And but I really like what he had to say about riding. I think I said that yesterday, and how he feels about gear ratios. If you're not interested in bikes, you can just ignore that. Power meters, he's really into that. He's a big, he's a big giant man. I am a Trek Cannondale guy, and he probably wouldn't think that's cool, and I don't really care. I don't think he really cares what I think, and that's cool. And that gets me to the second part of what I wanted to say about Harley. And these ideas of the vegan community. I keep hearing all this vegan community stuff. This is good or this is bad for the vegan community. I mean, any group of people, they should agree. Otherwise, they aren't really a group of people, are they? So that's kind of annoying how people say that. Everybody wants to take their vision of the vegan community and project it on the vegan community. I think it's just silly. I think it's more often has to do with their individual brand. My individual brand is that I like the idea of not eating meat and not eating animal products. I've always thought it was funny how some animals were cute and they were worth protecting, and other animals were food, and I never really understood that. I think my daughter, when she was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 was asking about that, and I had no idea. We were just full on carnivores. Um, then when I started to get a little healthier and decided to go vegetarian at the urging of my doctor because I had this stomach thing. I've always had the stomach problems, which I really don't have anymore. I think they've been replaced with gas problems. You eat a lot of veggie, get a lot of gas, so I'm a big fan of simethicone. Have you heard of that? Helps you with the gas sometimes. Just ignore if you're not into that sort of thing. It's got to be completely natural. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of, in the vegan community, I see a lot of these, 100% no fat, no salt, no sugar. Come on, man. Gotta get the glucose. There was a guy, I think he's pretty funny, Campbell is his last name. I can't remember his first name. Which seems funny because I was just talking, comment section with him, back and forth. And he was laughing about the carved up thing. And it's kind of a joke. Before, and I just put that in my video in the description, I think. Anyhow, it's the last video description. It's funny when Harley says that, and a couple other of his followers. I guess it's silly to say that. I don't really believe that. People that are really into his message. They'd say, oh, this person's under carbs so they can't think or whatever. I don't really mean that. What I meant is I was eating a lot of protein. I was eating a lot of things before I went vegan. I was eating a lot of eggs and cheese. It was my old diet just modified. You know what I mean? Instead of eating meat, I was eating that. So it's basically really the same thing. And once I started eating a high carb veg diet, I just wasn't hungry anymore. I used to be hungry all the time. I used to just crave sweets like crazy, and I don't feel like that anymore. And that's my own individual experience, and maybe people won't agree with that. So I do feel like, even though I kind of joke about it, I felt like I wasn't getting enough carbs. I was getting too much protein. I don't know if too much protein is the right way to look at it, but that's where we came from. And so, that was my old lifestyle. And so I don't really have that problem anymore. I eat a fair amount of rice, a fair amount of beans. Super into these Great Northern beans. They're awesome. Sometimes I cook them myself. Sometimes I have them from the can. Oh, the can, People going on about whatever they line the inside of cans with. Man, dude, at some point you couldn't eat anything if you wanted to play that game. But anyhow, so am I a disciple of Raw Till 4? I don't even know what that is, man. Like I said, I watch Harley's videos, not Freely's videos. I really don't know anything about it. And I really don't care to know anything about it. I have my own diet. I use when I was coming up with my diet, I thought, well, hey man, maybe I'll just look up the USDA and then see what they say about what I should have. And it said you should have so many grams of protein, so many grams of carbs, so many grams of, limit the total amount of salt, limit the total amount of sugar. And I have to say I've moved on since then. I used to really try to have like a balanced list of things that I would eat, counting calories. The goofy system of the 2,000 calories thing, I think that's a bunch of garbage, personally. You're not going to get enough to eat with 2,000 calories. With, between like 3 and 5 hours of exercise a day, there's no way 2,000 carbs for a 44-year-old man, even at 150 some pounds. But there's no way I am. Let's not talk about ourselves in the third person. It's kind of annoying. But there's no way I'm going to get enough that I'll be satisfied. So basically, I just let things fly. Throw in a little potato. Oh gosh, you can't have potato. And do I eat raw things or cook things before 4? Yes, every day. I have my oatmeal in the morning. That's cooked, right? I have my potato and rice and bean and pico de gallos mixture at lunchtime. That's around 11. So yeah, that's before 4. So whatever. I'm not into that. So I guess my point is that I'm not a disciple of anyone's, and I think it's funny that people think that you're going to become part of a cult on YouTube or on the internet. I mean, I could just turn it off. I guess you could be. I'm not. uh, I think that people, different YouTubers have different brands that they're selling, and so they have to say these buzz phrases like undercarbed or high carb. Put the name in there. You know, there's more than one YouTuber that's using the high carb. Put their name in quotes. And that's fine. And that sells your product, if that sells your ebook, if that sells um, your ebook fitness books, or your ebook diet book, or your ebook cookbook, there's a bunch of them out there, and I'm sure they're great. I'm just not into it. The thing I'm sort of selling here on YouTube is that it's ridiculous to uh, buy somebody's ebook and think it's going to be a perfect fit for you. Maybe you don't like to ride the bike. Well, you're not going to like Harley's thing. You're not going to like Harley's ebook. So I think if you're going to get something online, it's not going to be tailor fit to you. So it should be kind of a shotgun approach. It should have this one if you like this one if you like that. You know what I mean? Um, Workout sheets that are kind of open-ended that say, try this or this cardio exercise, and this one, and this one, and this one, and then plug in a certain amount of minutes. And then when you've graduated from doing that easily, and this ticking up, that's how I would do it. And that's kind of what my videos say. So, and you can check, I don't have an ebook. That's not me. I'm not that guy. Not to say that, I have some ideas and maybe that'll happen. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time for that. But I what precious time I do have, you'll find that I'm going to be saying something positive about somebody, even if you think they're a jerk. Everybody right now, it's fashionable to think Harley's a jerk. And did he make it easy by calling out that guy the way he did? Absolutely. So insert this new person, what I mean, that has a similar style, using the kind of the angst boilerplate, the Harley angst boilerplate of marketing. And then all of a sudden, they're supposed to be the good guy. They're just kind of doing his thing. Or they're just doing something of somebody else that came along and YouTube before them, their thing. So there's nothing really new to be had on YouTube. But what I think I bring to the table is kind of so let's try to get along. I'm just trying to get along with people. I get that feeling in my stomach when I'm either being trolled or I'm trolling somebody, and I want to say something nice then. You know what I mean? I want to get moving on to something more pleasant. If I have something critical to say about somebody, I'm gonna try to be as kind as possible, I guess. Otherwise I get the old bile and the tum-tum. That ain't me. So, if you don't, oh, and another thing, we will find that there's a lot of people, I may have said this before, you'll find a lot of people that have kind of an odd axe to grind. They have an image of what something should be, and then they just keep repeating it over and over again. You'll find a lot of these folks in the comment section. That's not me. Anybody promoting veganism? Good. Anyone promoting exercise? Unless it's dangerous for people. I mean, I'm not going to promote somebody that's doing, freestyle rock climbing. You could die doing that, and it's probably not a very good cardio workout, and that's what I'm into. So, if it falls under those spectrums, I'm going to be saying something positive about it. If somebody's, in my opinion, Harley deserves a second chance, and so I'm going to be saying something positive about him. Is there a lot of things to say negative about him? Absolutely. And I think anybody, you do YouTube long enough, you're going to say something that's going to offend somebody. You're going to get to the end of your artistic style, and you're going to try something else, and you're going to do poorly at it. Watch my videos. You'll get to see some of that. So, in conclusion, give the guy a chance. Please subscribe, peace, and like or dislike, whatever you want.